This is Teller Time, coming to you from the heart of Teller County at the Pikes Peak Community Center located on the corner of 67 and 24. We're your hosts, Thom and Charlie, here to stir up some local magic, one voice, one laugh, one memorable story at a time. This episode is proudly sponsored by the Ute Pass Historical Society, which has some big events coming up in October. Here's the other half of the team, Charlie Chambers, to tell you about the upcoming vintage baseball game and the annual potato soup supper. Have at it, Charlie.
Thanks a lot, Tom. So the potato soup supper is October 10th. The doors open at 5 p.m. It's a great event. We ask, $5 donation, or just if you want to donate, great. We're going to have a guest speaker that night. His name is Roger Diggs Haddix. And Roger is a historian of the Colorado Vintage Baseball Association who will be playing in the game on the following day, October 11th, which happens at 1 o'clock at Hayden Field, right up behind the Pikes Peak Community Center here. So we encourage you guys to come. When you come, bring some lawn chairs just in case seating runs out. We're going to have the typical hot dogs, Cracker Jacks, popcorn, all that good stuff. Sodas. So come on out and sing along with everybody. Take me out to the ball game, right?
There you go. All right, Charlie, thanks for that information. My guest today is Lauren Smith. She's a powerhouse of creativity and leadership at the heart of Cripple Creek's Performing Arts Center. She's the theater manager of the Butte Theater, which is located in Cripple Creek. It's a historic venue known for its rich blood of melodrama, musicals, and community productions. So here's Lauren Smith. Good morning, Lauren. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, guys.
All righty. What first drew you into the world of theater?
Oh, gosh, we're going back far. I always loved to sing as a child, and I enjoyed dancing. I started singing really young, like kindergarten, first grade, and then I started dancing second or third grade. And the summer before my, my sixth grade year, I needed something fun to do in the summer. I needed to do a camp, and a girl I went to school with said, "Oh, I do this theater camp." And I said, "Oh, I've never really thought about theater, but I like to sing and I like to dance, so let's try it. And let's try acting." It was 2 weeks. I fell in love with it, and I've not stopped since. So
very nice, very nice. Okay, the Butte Theater has such a rich history. What's it like managing a space that's both historic and alive with energy?
It's an incredible experience. Incredibly lucky to get to be a part of the Butte's rich history. It truly is kind of like the beacon of culture in Cripple Creek. If you think all the way back to the gold rush of Cripple Creek, a version of the Butte was there. Okay. And in the early days of the Wild West, the theatrical style was melodrama. So the fact that I am getting to be a part of an institution that is still maintaining this very rarely done style of theater, we are one of the last theaters in the country to do so. So it's really exciting that I get to preserve that history in a historic space while also continuing to bring that into the new era, okay, but also kind of reimagine what the future of the Butte looks like, keeping the melodrama, keeping the history, but building on top of that to bring us into a more modern time and to keep us going with today's modern, it's hard to keep people engaged nowadays.
Right. So what shows are happening? What's happening now and what's happening in the future for the Butte Theater?
Yeah, so we are currently in the middle of our 2025 professional season. We are gearing up to open our Halloween melodrama, which is entitled The Vampire of Cripple Creek. It is loosely based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. So if people know the story of Dracula, you'll know the story. But like any good Butte melodrama, it is set in Cripple Creek during the Gold Rush era. So it is going to be a lot of fun. There's always historical references to Cripple Creek. That is running October 3rd through November 2nd.
And the time? What time?
It runs Thursdays through Sundays.
Okay.
So on Thursdays, you'll have a 1 p.m. matinee. Fridays, you'll have a 7 p.m. evening show. Saturdays, you'll have 2 chances to see the show, one at 1 and one at 7, and then a Sunday matinee at 1.
Okay, so that's the present. What's happening for the future after that?
After we finish out spooky season, we're heading right into the holidays, and we are producing Irving Berlin's White Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you know that story, you know that the magic of the silver screen, but it is a musical version on the Butte stage.
Wow, those are both very exciting. I can just feel the winter and the Irving Berlin and feel the scariness of the Dracula episode. So one of the questions that we had earlier before we went on broadcast was, where do the actors come from that are performing in all these shows?
Yeah, so our actors' majority come from all over the country, mainly outside of Colorado. We are lucky enough to have some great talent in the local area, however, so we have had some local performers in our professional season. You'll usually get at least one per professional show for at least for 2025. Otherwise, there are many methods to find a professional performer. Every year we go to Memphis, Tennessee to attend the United Professional Theater auditions, where we sit in a theater for 4 days and see about 800 professionals audition over 4 days, and we call them back based off of what we're looking for, and we hire a lot from there. Also, if we can't find people there are great websites where you can put audition listings and people can submit to us virtually, because technology nowadays, people can just put themselves on video and send it to us. So
very nice, very nice. So what role do you think local theater plays in building communities, especially in a town as small as Cripple Creek?
I think it plays a huge role. I think having a local theater, it can be kind of like a hub of community, creativity, and culture. And in a town as small as Cripple Creek, that is so focused on gaming culture.
Okay.
It is important to have other means of entertainment in the community, not only for those traveling into the casinos, but also for our locals. It is really one of the only places in the area where you can come and see a show, run into your community members. And I've always said this about theater too, especially in a time where our society is so individualistic and we're always on our phones and we're not really looking around to everyone else. Coming to the theater, you are sitting in a room with a bunch of strangers. And I think that is incredibly unifying, and it's incredibly connecting to your fellow man. And so I think that theater really has the power to really create these like bastions of connection and community with anyone who comes. And so that will be for those in Cripple Creek and those beyond. So you do get a lot of people, obviously, from Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma. Anyone who likes to come and vacation in Colorado, for the most part.
What you got, Charlie?
Oh, I have a question or two. I grew up in a family of the performing arts, and I kind of get where you're coming from in a lot of this, and how you engage the community. I mean, I brought up some guests to see your show, The Beehive. Fantastic show. And engaging with the audience like they did, that's, to me, you're pulling a community within that way. With the locals and the visitors, you're getting all that involvement. And then your performers are out in the audience at intermissions. They help everybody, and it's really extraordinary and a personal feeling. It's so nice. I got to tell you, that show, The Beehive, was so well done. I mean, it was songs from the 60s, 70s, I think.
Yeah, all 60s music. Yes.
All 60s.
Yes.
And it was just, they just, I mean, their vocals, their singers are just amazing, really. really.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's
yeah.
truly always my goal to be bringing the highest quality and level of talent possible to Teller County. Just because Teller County is more rural doesn't mean that our, residents don't deserve high class entertainment. So.
All right. Well, you kind of inspired me. Sad to say, in my 17 years here, I've never been to a show, but now I'm kind of excited to see both the December Irving Berlin and the Dracula. So I'm kind of excited to get up there, see it, and then with my big mouth and my social media, just start spreading the word, because I think there are probably a lot of people that don't know, don't think, aren't aware, don't want to travel too much. They've got a lot of reasons why not to, and just like anything else, just, make the change. Just try something different, get off the couch and go somewhere for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I kind of say is like, give us one try. I promise if you come once, we'll get you to come again. We truly make sure that this is the best possible experience for our patrons. To me, patron experience is the moment you arrive at the theater to the moment you leave, and every single aspect of it is kind of entwined. Like it was mentioned, our actors will run the bar and concessions. They will help usher. Like, you will get an experience. You'll get to interact with the actors off stage as well as seeing them on stage. It is a fully inclusive kind of experience, kind of like nothing else. And especially if you come and see melodrama, you get to participate too. We encourage you to boo for the villain. We encourage you to cheer for the hero. It's super interactive. It's a lot of fun. And it is a theatrical and entertainment experience that you won't necessarily get anywhere else.
I think you got me hooked. So I think you got a new patron here. So I'm looking forward to going back and checking out the availability of the Dracula show and the White Christmas show.
Oh, Tom, you'll love it, because not only, they got the pop. They like everything you like, and it's
alcohol.
Oh yeah,
they do. They serve alcohol,
right.
and and the seating is comfortable. It's just all in all just fantastic. I go every year.
Okay,
and it's just extraordinary.
All right, acting in the theater has quite a physical and emotional toll on people. Can you share a moment when you saw someone truly transform through their performance, perhaps?
Oh my gosh, like. Both as a performer over my career and also as the manager of the Butte, so many people so touched. Pull one more recently from the Butte. A lot of people really did love Beehive, the 60s musical. The amount of people who would come out at intermission and find the girls working the concessions and being like, I just wanted to tell you, like, these are the songs I grew up on. This meant so much to me. Or your outfit, I had an outfit just like yours, or my hair looked just like your hair.
There you go.
I also had a woman come up to me specifically and with tears in her eyes, talking specifically about one of the songs that was used during the one tender moment during the show, talking basically about the assassination of JFK and Martin Luther King, as well as countries entering into Vietnam in that conflict. It was an incredibly touching moment, and she just had tears in her eyes, being like, I just want to listen to that over and over again. That meant so much to me. It brought back so many memories. Like, I lived that. Theater truly has such power to connect to people's emotions in a way that I think not all mediums can, especially because you're all that the art is being created live in the same space as the audience. And so the impact is that you get to see it's amazing. And it's the reason why I do theater, and it's why I love it, is to be able to give folks a chance to get away from their normal lives for a few hours and laugh and cry and feel and, be transported. There's nothing like it.
Do you ever do shows over again? Like, will you ever think about doing Beehive again, maybe next season or the following season, based on popularity, perhaps?
We would repeat shows based on popularity. We do try to have some time between. So Beehive definitely was one that was incredibly popular, and we still have people being like, "Oh wait, did we miss that?" I'm like, "Yes, sorry." And we even ran that show 2 weeks longer than we normally do, but we were so happy that everyone loved it so much. It is definitely on our radar as something to bring back in the future. May not be in the next couple of years, but it absolutely, we know that it's an awesome show and our audiences loved it.
I don't think the excitement will die down. I think people hear the word Beehive even 2 years from now. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, you got to go.
Right.
Type deal. So, all right, let's get your contact information again before we get into the fun time and the lightning round. So give us, contact information, where, email address, website address, so people can go and check out tickets for all these shows coming up.
Yeah, so one-stop shop for everything Butte is going to be buttetheater.com. There you'll be able to find what shows we have coming up, details about those things, our show calendar. There's got to be a big button on the left side of the screen if you're using a normal traditional computer that says buy tickets. And it'll bring you right to the show calendar, and it'll show you all of our performances that we have going on for the rest of 2025 and give you the chance to purchase those tickets. We will also have information on there if we ever have special events coming up. Also, as we go into the new year, we will enter into our community season when we get local residents up on the stage getting to perform. Information will always be there on buttetheater.com. If you're not a big fan of using the computer, we also sell tickets over the phone still, so no fret. You can call us at 719-689-6402. And we will be happy to get you tickets. I just want to reiterate dates for everyone. The Vampire of Cripple Creek is running October 3rd through November 2nd. And then I don't think I got to say White Christmas is running November 29th through December 29th, or 28th through the 28th.
A little fun time here. If Butte Theater had a mascot, what would it be?
I think the Butte Theater's mascot, I feel like I have to go with kind of like a Dudley Do-Right-esque hero, If you're in melodrama, you got to know Dudley Do-Right. Okay. It is definitely a touch point. It's what we use when we have actors coming in who've never done the style before. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ever had a wardrobe malfunction on stage?
Yes.
And can you tell us everything and don't leave anything out?
I've had many wardrobe malfunctions on stage. The first one that popped into my mind was many, many years ago. I was in a production of Guys and Dolls in concert. So it was like a concert version with a full orchestra on stage, but we did have full costumes, and I was a hot box girl, and we were doing the number Take Back Your Mink, which the girls slowly take off pieces of clothing while doing it. And I was in a corset that hooked down the front, and somehow pretty much all but the one middle one came unhooked, and I was still covered, but it was a moment from popping off, and I was very lucky that the choreography had me turning upstage at the right and perfect moment. So my back was to the audience, and I, instead of having my arms up in the air like I was supposed to, I was frantically buttoning the corset so that I did not have a malfunction in front of a sold-out audience.
Okay. What's your go-to warm-up song before a performance? Or how do you get pumped up for a performance? What do you do? Meditate, sing, chew gum?
It really depends on the day, how I'm feeling, and also the show I'm doing. So, especially if it's a very vocally heavy show, I have a full vocal warm up I have to go through to get my voice ready. Sometimes I'm feeling low energy. One of my favorite low energy, I like to listen to the folk singer Jillian Welsh. I don't know if you all have heard of her, but she has a great album that I will listen to in full as I'm getting ready if I don't want to interact with anyone. Otherwise, it's just kind of talk. Sometimes I talk to my castmates in the dressing room. Sometimes it's just, finding that connection together before we go on stage and create art. It really depends on my mood.
Gotcha.
Well, that's a great answer. And I have to ask you this because as an actor, I've done a little bit myself, nothing to the degree what you've been doing. But what's your special technique to memorizing your lines.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
It is. It is. For me, what works best is that it's kind of a combination of a couple of things. Usually I will be I read the scene a decent amount of times. Then a big part of it is getting my blocking, which for those who don't know, it's where I move on stage. Pairing your movement to your words helps a lot. A lot of actors will say, like, I kind of need my blocking to kind of help me really like ingrain this. And then the other way I really liked to memorize my lines is that I will go scene by scene and I will kind of like read through it, and then I will push the script away and take, a piece of paper or whatever, and I will try and write it out as best as word perfect as I can. And then I go back to the scene and I, like a teacher, I take a red pen and check it and be like, this is why I messed up. And I do it again and I do it again and I do it again. I'm just one of those people where I have a good, like writing brain connection. If I write things down, I'm prone to remember them more. So that is one of the techniques that I use that works for me that maybe not all other actors do. So
That's actually what I have the kids do in my martial arts class. They get home and immediately write down what they learned today, because if you can take it from the brain to the pencil to the paper, it means you pretty much have a good understanding of it. Plus, it reinforces it in the brain a little bit more.
100%.
All right, lightning round time. Spotlight or backstage?
Spotlight.
All right. Melodrama or musical?
I love both, but musical, I think.
What's your favorite stage prop ever?
Oh. It's got to be lightning round. I one time on the Butte stage got to I had a big rifle. That was fun.
A big rifle. We'll leave that to your own discretion. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
All right. Dream role you haven't played yet?
There are a few. I would say I will say Joanna and Sweeney Todd is one of them.
One word to describe Cripple Creek.
Historic. I mean, there's so much history. I love it.
Alrighty, so as the lights dim and the applaud fades, we offer one final ovation, not just for the role she plays, but for the legacy she leaves. Thank you, Lauren, for making the Butte Theater brighter. And let's dive right into the events that are bringing our community now and in the not-too-distant future. Thank you again, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure, Lauren. It's really great, and I wish you all the best and future performances. I look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, thank you so much. Look forward to having you both come and see us.
Oh, absolutely.
Well. All right, so we already heard about the Potato Soup Supper here at Pikes Peak Cultural Center, October 10th at 5:15, followed the next day by the Vintage Baseball Game, 1 p.m. in Hayden Field. The library is opening a satellite district here at the Pikes Peak Community Center Wednesday, October 1st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Woodland Park, the task force meeting for school board candidates will be October 1st, 6 p.m. at the Ute Pass Cultural Center. The October community concert at Ute Pass Cultural Center. Ute Pass is a busy, busy place, but they'll be featuring the Mike and Birdie Mountain Music Duo starting at 6 p.m. on October 8th. And then, yes, a nice event, October 4 and 5 at Cripple Creek. In Cripple Creek is the Fall Festival. You got donkeys, live music, street vendors, kids activities zone, and even a parade. So that's a wrap for this episode of Teller Time. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the conversation that keeps our community connected, curious, and inspired. Next episode on Teller Time will bring Sheriff Jason Mikesell to our podcast. He'll be sitting down to talk about public safety and community initiatives and what's ahead for our region and his run for governor. Don't miss it. Until then, stay safe, stay curious, and remember, if something is humanly possible, it is attainable by you also. Have a great day.